Shalom, brothers and sisters. Good morning. So, I just wanted to have a chat with you guys quickly this morning. I'm sitting here at the dentist. I have an extreme tooth pain happening, and I'll chat about that some other time as well. It's one of the things this tent is suffering with, affects my teeth, which is not anything I can do. But hope we rapture before more of it happens. So yeah, I might have a numb mouth for a while and be a bit late with videos today. So I thought, let me get one out now before I go into pain station, as I like to think of it. But you know what? When I'm lying there, usually, because I really don't enjoy dental visits, it's never fun. Those are times when I sit there and just really talk to God about everything. People I need to pray for, things that I need to talk to God about, and we chat and talk, and that really every time carries me through. And we just sit in fellowship with each other, me and the Lord, while they do what they need to do. And so far, so good. So anyway, what I wanted to say was, I like to sometimes think, what ifs. What if something is not what we're expecting at all? So if you think Revelation 13, it describes the two beasts of Revelation. The first beast comes up out of the ocean. He's standing on the sands of the sea, and this beast comes up out of the sea. So now we understand in Bible prophecy circles that the seas represent mankind, right? All of us, the nations. So this beast is rising from among the nations. He's coming up from among the nations. That's how we understand it. That is correctly dividing what it means. But what if he literally has an origin in the ocean and he comes from there? And then you look at stories like the multiple stories coming out right now from the military sources of UFOs traveling at insane speeds under the ocean, and alien spaceships diving into the ocean and coming up out of the ocean. So Nephilim presence in the seas down there. Could it be that the beast's origins are from a Nephilim background within the ocean? I'm not teaching now, I'm giving you what ifs, because what ifs are fun. It's fun to muse and to think through these things, and sometimes you stumble upon things that way. So that was interesting. And then, I think to myself, wow, that is an interesting thought. And then Japan's just started dumping all of their radioactive water into the ocean, and we all know that's how you get Godzilla. And that's happening, and China's upset, and they've gone to the point of putting up signs and things and causing fear amongst their civilians about lack of food, and there's been panic buying in the fish markets and everything. So there's a real anger towards Japan from the Chinese average citizen, which works for Xi, because he can whip them up into war against other nations by building that anger and hatred against other nations. And that's a clever move on his side. And I mean, some of the signs they put up that I've seen, it's ridiculous. No Japanese, no Americans, no dogs, for example, allowed. That's hectic. Hectic signs in front of shops. And that's the kind of, how can I say, propaganda programming that he's driving at the moment. Because he's in a financial pickle. He needs to make a decision, and fast. If you're in this financial pickle, you could be going south for a while. Or you go to war and you capture some stuff that's going to lift you up again, and you boost yourself in a big way. So there's that. Maybe that's the whole end point here. Then we looked and we saw that video of the little UFOs popping out of the volcano coming up. Now they're already explaining away that is actually Starlink satellites. Starlink satellites that are perfectly coming out of the volcano and flying up at different angles. I've looked at that video again. There's no way that's Starlink satellites. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Elon, and we'll do a video on Elon and his obsession with the letter X, down to his kids' names and everything. But I don't think Elon's storing his satellites in the volcano. So that's interesting. Why have the misinformation out about that so fast? Couldn't you have said it was some sort of ejector from within the volcano throwing out little lava balls? That would have been more believable than Starlink satellites just happen to be transversing from that exact angle to look as if they're flying out of the volcano in different trajectories. Interesting. Very interesting. Cargo ships have just been released now that are going on the amazing new technology of wind power. So we're back to sailing ships, basically, just made of metal. And they're going to convert them all, and they're going to run on wind power to save the planet. Cargo ships running on wind power. You should go and Google it and have a look. It looks ridiculous. So that's interesting. And there's a lot of thinking in marine circles, if you've dug into that and looked into that, where they say, you know what? The reason there were so many monster sightings, kraken sightings, big beasts in the ocean back in the day, and they were on all the maps and legends and things like that, is because there was no noise. They had sailing ships, so they moved quietly over the ocean, and those things could rise from the depths when they felt like it. Then when we came along with our machinery and our noise, that irritates their little sensory pods, and they stay away because it hurts them, the same way as other big creatures. Now, if we've gone back to wind power, maybe Leviathan's rising that way, or maybe the Kraken's coming to say hello. This could be a really interesting 7 years if the oceans go quiet. And they're going to go quiet from the mass die-off. So, yeah, interesting. Again, musings. These are fun musings to have when you're bored. Then there's a new movie that's out now, Jules, all about an alien that crashes in a small American town and lives with the old guy, and he's just such a nice alien, and they're going to help him fix his ship and get him home again before the evil government tries to grab him. Normalizing the Nephilim and how cool they are, even though they look emotionless and very different from us, because in the trailer he looks super emotionless. And that acceptance that's been pushed amongst the population to accept what's coming in the great deception after we get raptured, that's what they're pushing with these kind of movies that are coming out right now. There's no coincidence in the timing of when these things are coming out. And China's prepping for war. Taiwan says they're prepping for war. You can see China's prepping for war. They are getting ready for something big. And we know everyone is queuing up for September, October, for big things. The 18th to the 19th September's UN SDG summit in New York. We know about the summit in Hawaii that J.D. Farag spoke about. We've got the rare blue supermoon at the end of August or the 1st of September. That's going to come. The next one after that is 2037. So yeah, no, this is it. These are big signs, big warnings. Everything is shouting and screaming. And then of course we have people again that are saying no, it's still years to go, no, we're out, it's definitely 2024 later, blah blah blah. No, I'm sorry, I'm holding fast on the facts and what we've got and everything happening around us. We are barreling towards a huge deadline of us being removed and this whole thing kicking off very shortly. It's exciting. We see the tension, we see everything rising, we see how quickly things are happening, and we've got little time left to make a difference and change lives and spread the light of the gospel as far and as wide as we can. Get Bibles out there, get your homes prepared for whoever's going to be there after we're gone. I'm at that stage, and I'm sure a lot of you are, and I'm going to keep looking for my blessed hope. So God bless. We'll chat again a little bit later when I can speak again, and have a fantastic day. Shalom.